Right now. And we're talking to writer and director Athi Petela. She is a young South African writer, director, and all-round creative who is, now best known for her short film Trapped. Yes, it's exciting. So it premiered this past weekend on Sunday on SABC1. And of course, she's worked on shows like Nowoom, My Scully Intern, Zakes Does, The Whale Collar Intern. And of course, she worked for Black Brain Pictures as well on shows like Lockdown, Side Dish, Loving Togoza, to name just a few. And a couple of commercials, being a female director in the space and working in the world of film as a female is something else. But she's going to tell us all about that. Congratulations once again on Trapped.
Thank you, Penny.
Has the euphoria, the energy, the excitement and all of that comes, because I think like doing films, like any other creative project, is like being pregnant with a baby or carrying something, and then it comes out and then it's there, and once you see it, like there's like I'm sure you've done it before, but the energy stays with you for it's like you're on a high of your own work.
I mean, it's supposed to happen like that, but I think with this baby in particular, I gave birth to a child and the child had problems. I needed to take the baby to the doctor. So I'm still living through making sure my baby survives, because my baby's still at least now my baby's not at an ICU table. I've got my baby with me, but I'm still like, oh baby, you're gonna be fine. Maybe after, ask me next week.
Okay, as a mom of 2 babies, I really don't think your child is ICU. I just think people are curious about your baby.
Yes.
They haven't seen the baby, so they're speculating about your baby because you only posted a pic like a leg.
Yes.
And then the baby's leg was kind of like, to them,
it's cute, but what does this
mean?
They're
like, what does this mean? Is the baby deformed? Because they're just curious, and then they didn't understand. Okay, so obviously, I posted a video of you talking. I mean, the Twitter videos when you record, they're like really like what, 30 seconds, guys? Yeah. And then people were just going on and on and on. But we'll get into that.
Sure.
Because that's really what this interview is about. This interview is about who you are, your work, being a lead, a female in the creative space, especially as a director and a writer. There are very few female who are directing. How did you get into it?
To be honest, so Trapped is my first one alone without a company or like doing, with somebody.
It's Zinc. Is that your
Zinc Pictures? No.
Pictures.
So Zinc. So this was an NFVF slate. So every year the NFVF funds. Yes, they fund 10 females. Sorry, they fund 14.
Yes.
Out of the 14, 10 get to actually make the films they've written.
Yes.
Obviously you have to pitch to them, and then if your pitch goes through, then you make the film. So this one was done with Zinc, which is a production company that NFVF then
like
chooses.
They choose a mentor company.
And
yes,
then
I remember.
and then you can go then and make the film with Zinc. As a female, it's really not easy, hey? But I think the support that you get from other females in the industry is amazing.
Awesome.
And it's weird because people are like, oh, females are not supportive. I never got that. Mabato Monso, who's like a big sister, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's always like rooting for me. She's always like, well done, you know? Karabole Dikha, who I absolutely love. She was actually the one who was like mentoring me through my directing process as a director alone. She's been really amazing. There was Samantha now. Like, people are really great, females in the industry, the few that are there. So I never really got to go through the hardships that other females that came before me probably did, like Bomabato. I mean, I don't know who was there before Mabato, but I'm sure they had it hard. Hence now they are all trying to make sure that we have it easy. And they've been amazing big sisters. So I'm really lucky. I feel super blessed.
So I've had an opportunity to sort of like, this is I think my second slate that I've witnessed. They also had like a documentary one where they really present a group of young women who've done projects on different subjects, and it's just so amazing, the energy that comes with it, but also the sister womanhood that comes with it, because it really just gives a layer of like women voices. There's a way that women tell stories. There's a certain sensitivity that comes with it, and then there's certain nuances and attention. I'm not saying that the male directors that we have are not good enough, but what it does is just that it really just says to them, that's how you guys do things, and this is how we do that. So you wrote Trapped and directed it. Tell us what is Trapped about.
So Trapped is about there's two women who are in a relationship with each other. They really love each other, but the one has a lot of like internal shackles that she still is going through, so she's not able to enjoy the relationship as well as she should, and that you can see.
And this is a queer couple.
It's a queer couple, and it's visible in the way she would interact with her lover, in the way she interacts with the world around her in this cocoon that she's built for herself. I mean, she rejects a lot of things. Like she rejects the music, she rejects everything because that's what she does with herself. So we see her basically go through the journey of unfolding and getting to accept until everything breaks loose, and now she realizes, actually, I need to accept fully that this is who I am, and after that, everything is amazing.
You know, and as much as I watched that from a queer woman's experience, that's how the story is told. But it really taught me something about how our fears, even in relationships, that can actually make us reject a different relationship.
Yep.
Because you're just thinking, is this one nice? When is he gonna shift?
You're always sitting on the edge of your seat.
On the edge of
you're
your
like,
seat.
oh my god.
Yeah, you're like, oh my goodness. Okay, doesn't mean that, And then I realized that what I love about storytelling is that emotions are emotions, and we all have experiences, and when you watch something in a movie, it should be able to connect with you at that human level. And I also love the simplicity of how the mother love is about that. It's like acceptance.
True.
But how did you, I don't want to say morph, how did you build that story with that mindset? Because that struggle could have been about, other people not accepting them. But you went with, she has to accept herself.
I think also like queer stories mostly are about the external, you know? It's the society not wanting me. And I mean, we are currently going through that now.
A lot.
Where as a result of how the external views queerness, the lot of the external rejection and all of those things, the killings happen and all of that, I think the queer community does deserve to breathe a little bit, so I suppose I'm realizing only now though that Trapped is that it's like the queer community has been swimming for such a long time, and now they've just lifted their head to breathe, because it's a happy story. It's to say when you accept yourself, when you are okay with who you are, this is how the world becomes. And I'm so sad that it's not like a reflection of reality, because I would have liked it to be, because people are, these killings should not be happening.
But I know you say that you're so sad, but when I watched it, and in that moment, I mean, I believe in moments. I believe in that once you throw in the idea, it's out there in the universe. So it's like the story of GBV, women's stories. I'm like, I want to see. I actually said that to a director, to Tabang. I said, Tabang, I need to see a woman really winning GBV, like beating down someone, achieving, and like really getting her life together, and just like that's that. It happened. Sure. It's not who I am. And he was like, huh? I was like, yes.
I wonder, though, then from what you're saying, if film becomes a prophecy of what should happen.
Shouldn't art imitate life, and life is art? So I said, okay, guys, I know there's these stories, and, I mean, I do a lot of work around activism and GBV and all. I'm like, guys, now I want to go and have conversations about, I feel sexy and fabulous, and I've really healed from a lot of things, and I'm amazing.
Yeah. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Because it can't be like, this happened, and then I'm stuck in that moment, and I'm like, hey, look at me.
I came out.
Look at me. I came out, and you come out.
Yeah.
And yes, we know this. We know the victims. We know their names and whatever. But I also want to say, and those are the perpetrators. Hi, look at me.
Look at me now. Look. You don't have power over me. Because that's what happens when you have power over yourself and your own situation. Nobody else can touch you.
And I think that's what I loved about Trapped, because especially it says trapped, but actually the trapping is not external. It's how you can trap yourself, and how that freedom has to resonate and come from you. In terms of like telling queer stories, you're a queer woman, and you a lot of the video that and the Twitter thing that then we can talk about that. So you were asked a question about when you casting heterosexuals in queer stories, and then we all started talking about you started talking about it's not about that. Yes, you had one of the characters is queer, and then you had Zola Nombona, who's not a queer woman, but the story is told with sensitivity that actually that for me didn't make sense. But that question was asked in the audience, and you spoke about how we need the best person for the job.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's really what I meant.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
All I meant.
It's all you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, okay. What happened?
So, guys, it's such an anxiety to talk about this.
So once you talk about it, you're going to be fine.
So, Vuyo asked me, so how do you feel about straight people being casted for queer roles, right?
Because Vuyo has been casted to play queer characters, before. I think it was it on the...
on the Queen.
On the Queen.
Yes.
On the Queen, yeah. This is Vuyo, what's his last name?
Vuyo...
We forget. He plays Schumacher. He plays Schumacher. Yeah. So we give context, yeah.
So then I was like, well, look, for me, I feel like it's just about a person who's good for the job.
Yeah.
It's about if you're great for the role, whether you're queer or not, I will cast you.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to search in my head to go, where did that go wrong? And that's really what I meant.
So yes, is what you meant is because now at the beginning you said, look, I'm not just going to cast you
because you're queer
to play the role. It's the same thing. Don't just give me the job because I'm a female. You know what I mean? And even better, if I'm a female and you're giving me the job, I better be up to standard. Because we all know that if you're getting the job just because you're a female and you don't deliver, it's going to take us 5-10 years back before another female comes in.
Also, what that does then, it comes back to females, and then it becomes a generalization. That women do this. So not only are you now killing yourself in where you are, you're just killing every other woman who's worked so hard to get us somewhere, right? And that's really what I was saying, because the queer community, I won't lie, is super amazing. And somebody said, and I totally agreed on Twitter when the thing happened, that we work twice as hard, and it's completely right. So now imagine if you cast somebody because they are just queer, and then they are taking, do you know what I'm saying? They are taking they are taking down the work that every other queer person has done to get the community into these people work hard.
It's the same thing as female. I mean, I've seen that. Like I'll use like a radio analogy, where they give someone who's not ready to be on drive or breakfast, and then they do the show and they take them out after a year, then they bring a guy for the next 10 years. You see? and also and they keep saying, but we did put a female and then you're like, but guys, she wasn't.
And I think I was really saying that based on my own experience as a woman, and having been at a place when I got something when I was not ready for it, right? And I saw the damage I did, and I was like, shoo, this is not what I want to repeat. So that's really what I was saying.
But I also think it was great that then it sparked a conversation.